She'll be back in. All right. So good morning. Thank you all for rolling out of bed at this hour for me. I was just saying, I never know what time to plan these things because everyone's life is crazy, especially this time of year. But that's sort of why I wanted to do this morning, was to just share some of the things that I do and really hear from some of you and get your tips. This is a community, and I love to hear what other people are doing to overcome the overwhelm. And as we end summer, school starting, for some of us that have kids, maybe school has already started. It's a really stressful time. I know I'm feeling it. Sarah and I were talking yesterday. I know she's feeling it. So I just wanted to, give everybody an outlet to maybe, share some of the things that are stressing them out or getting in their way. And especially as we're all women and obviously we're all working and entrepreneurial, all of the burdens that come along with that also can add to it. And so, one of the first things that I just wanted to touch on is sort of figuring out what does stress you out and what's getting in your way. So, sometimes there's just this overwhelm, and we're just not sure what it is that's making us crazy. I feel like Tina can probably talk to this, but finding a quiet place and listening to yourself and asking yourself, what is it? What's making me feel this sense of anxiety today? Is it work? Is it financial, family, or friends? Maybe it's a spouse, or your kids driving you crazy, or just, all the things. It could just be everything. And finding a place to write it down, right? And get the things out that are stressing you out. Because sometimes we may not even know. One of the things I like to do to figure it out is to go for a run, because my head gets clear, and it allows me. And sometimes I'll do it without music or without listening to a book. But things like that help me to figure out what it is that is really overwhelming. Let this be an open conversation. I definitely don't want to run the whole discussion. So if there's any tips that anybody wants to share in terms of how they get it out, I would love to hear it. So feel free to jump in. Hi, Claire.
Hi.
Good morning. So once it's out, as I said before, I also use running as sort of a de-stressor, and finding my calm. Some people find it in different ways. I would love, open up your microphones, share with me if there's, things that you are all doing as things to de-stress. I grabbed a list the other day from somebody that I follow to see what she says in terms of what she does to de-stress. But so I would love to hear, if you want to ping pong around. I don't know if everybody knows each other. We could do a quick, say your name, what you do, and if there's something that you do to eliminate the stress in your life. We all have stress. We all have ways to eliminate it. So I'd love to hear what some of you are all doing. Tracy, do you want to jump in? Or Sarah, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Sarah Siskin. I'm a nutritional health counselor. I live in Port Washington. Yeah, so I exercise every day. That definitely helps with my stress. It takes my mind to another place, so it calms my body. I also find, and I'm going to do this more often, is getting it out of my head and onto paper, which it's very simple, but it really does work. And then you can cross it off and you just feel accomplished and okay, I have done a lot today. And having a space where you can work too is really helpful. I'm in my office, which was I gave my office to my kids during the pandemic to work out. So I gave that up and I got comfortable in the living room, but that's not really the best place to get work done, especially when everybody's home. So the kids are back in the gym and I got my office space back, which I'm practicing using because I did go to the couch first and then I moved into here. Yeah, so that's how I de-stress, my exercise and getting it out of my head.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Tina? or Tracy or anyone?
Yeah, I'll jump in. So, hi everyone, I'm Tina Conroy, psychic medium, Reiki master, spiritual teacher. I also work in Rosslyn, live in Port Washington. So for me, it's exactly what the two of you said, ladies. I write a lot. So I'll write down, like I do a brain dump. So I'll just brain dump all these things. And then I just go right to gratitude. And that really helps me. I do meditate, but not in the sense that I feel like I meditate little bite-sized things per day. So I see a lot of clients, and then in between the clients, I might just close my eyes and take a couple breaths. Sometimes I will do like a full 15-20 minute meditation, but I feel like I live in meditation. I've told myself that I am an embodiment of meditation. So I remind myself that like my day is meditation, and I kind of just keep saying that to myself so that I don't feel like, I think I've just changed my mindset where when things get, and of course, like you said, we all have stress, it's how we manage it. So for me, again, it's writing, knowing that I'm the embodiment of meditation. So even if I'm not actually sitting for 20 minutes, just closing my eyes, breathing, or just being conscious of the breath. My stress right now is my daughter is moving to Manhattan. So I'm kind of in that level where she's moving out. She's the last one. So he moved out a couple of years ago in Astoria. Now she's moving to Manhattan in like a week. So that's like a new like change and a new shift, just like college or school. So there's just a lot of stress in the next 2 weeks is how are we going to get the trucks? How are we going to, all of that, like get her into this 3-floor walk up, so it's get her there. So yeah, and that's pretty much what works for me. I do practice yoga, I would say honestly, and I teach yoga, but honestly, I've had a really challenging time since the pandemic. I've been teaching a lot on Zoom. Don't love it. So I do a hybrid. I might have like one person and then like 10 online or something. And so that has really affected my personal practice. So one of my intentions for the fall is to get back to me. And I'm really looking forward to doing a lot of changes and just gotten to some really bad habits and I want to get that back. So that's my intention for the fall. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Tina. Hi, Randy.
Hi, I'm Randy Haber. I'm a life and health coach. I also advocate for Clean Beauty Company. And some things I do is typical meditation, yoga. I also, which I haven't done in a while, is my rebounder. If anyone's never used a rebounder, they're really great to, it's a great exercise and lymphatic drainage and everything like that. But I don't know, I feel when I'm done with rebounding, I feel really clear-headed, which like I said, I haven't done it in a while, so I need to get back in that routine. Also, the world is heavy right now, so I kind of stay away from the news as much as possible to not get myself in that mindset of negativity and constant, that constant negativity that can overwhelm us. I just wrote some things down. And also listening to different podcasts and motivational speakers and spiritual speakers and influencers out there. I do follow a lot of those like spiritual influencers. It definitely grounds me and helps me get through times. And I realize that I'm not alone. I'm not the only one feeling these different pressures at those times. That it is like a collective environment that everybody's feeling these things, and we need to talk about it and we need to get it out and not hold it in. So, and then also that my son left for college and I finally went back into his room, so I have a little bit of office space. That's where I am now. So my kids have been home all summer, and I've been working in my dining room, and every time they walk in, can you make me this? Can you make me that? I'm just so many distractions. So that's been hard, and you forget like how important it is to have your own space. So I'm hoping that moving forward in the next couple of months that the space really helps me. So
awesome. I love seeing you in your space. Tracy.
Sure. I'm Tracy Young. I'm a financial advisor in Port Washington, out of my home for now. I work with women, mainly women, going through divorce and families with special needs. So the ways that it's so strange. I would think that for the summer, Haley, I think I mentioned this at another call. For the summer, I was taking time off. I was not taking a class and wanting to be more present. And then a few strange things happened over the summer that stopped me from being able to do things that I normally do, like walking every morning. And I got completely out of my routine. So strangely enough, with school starting, I actually feel less stress because I feel like, okay, I signed up for my class already. I'm walking again in the morning and back to my routine. And so at a time where you would think would be overwhelming, although I have to admit my son left for college last weekend for the first time that I'm sending a child to school. And all the overwhelmingness just completely went away, other than now worrying about him being at school. But mainly all of that stuff just went away. And I feel, even though I have two kids going to high school in a few days, I think having my routine back. So I guess my suggestion or recommendation is going back to our routines. And I think that helps keep us calm and we know what's happening. And it just feels mentally and physically feels a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I love that. Thanks for sharing. Claire, good morning.
Hi, everybody. I'm actually in Vermont, so I'm not in Port Washington right now. I'm Claire Brazell, and I have a small family business that I run with my brother. It's located in Italy. It's our family home that we've had since 1883. We're fifth generation, and we have a small vineyard in Olive Groves, and we rent the villa to vacation travelers. We're on VRBO and HomeAway and TripAdvisor and Airbnb, et cetera, et cetera. As you can imagine, with the pandemic, we have not had any travelers for a year and a half. So that's been a real issue. But we also make really great olive oil, which we did have last October for the harvest. And it's really fantastic. And I actually have it here now. I haven't started selling it. I'm going to be selling it probably in a couple of weeks. So if anybody wants any olive oil, get on my email list. And then, but I'm going to say unfortunately, this business has been sort of like on the side because I've been very involved in an environmental group that I founded with a group of folks in Port Washington called Transition Town Port Washington. And that's just been, I wish I could get away from my climate anxiety, but I have major climate anxiety. And it just that, and my kids do too. I mean, everybody in my family, well, maybe not my husband, he's good at keeping away from the news and stuff, but everybody's very worried. And anyway, this has been my way to take action and do something about it and not sit on my rear. So that's probably been taking the most of my time. So I sort of, I can't say I do much to alleviate. I say that where I alleviate the stress is I love to play tennis, and I find that on the tennis court is the only place I'm not thinking about anything else. I mean, anything, what I'm making for dinner tonight, anything. It's all about the game and what I'm doing on the court. And also, making sure I don't move in a weird way that I'm going to like pull something, which is another thing at my age. So de-stressors would be tennis. I would say that the stay away from the news part of it also, just because I sort of know what the news is. And anyway, I'm going to say the news on TV, the talking heads, CNN, MSNBC at night. I really did that while I was here in Vermont, and I'm hoping I don't go back to doing that, to watching the news.
Well, put me on the list for the olive oil because
Yeah,
I've had it and I will vouch for it. Here's my testimonial. It is the most delicious, amazing olive oil. And you feel like sitting at your dining room table that you are at a little villa in Italy, dipping your bread into some olive oil. It's amazing. So put me on the list, Claire. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being here this morning. It's great to see you from Vermont. Courtney or Marlene, we can't see you, but if you want to unmic and chat with us, please feel free to do so. Marlene, I muted you. I had a little bit of feedback on you before, but if you don't want to unmic, oh, there you are. Hi.
Oh, hi. Okay, so my name is Marlene. I'm an interior designer and a project manager in Port Washington. What do I do to de-stress? I exercise every day, and that helps a lot, even if I'm not in the mood to do that. I'm really surprised nobody said a glass of wine, but that definitely helps. And I guess, listening to podcasts sometimes, just I work a lot. So saying I'm going to put my work away and just watch something on Hulu or Netflix, that also helps me de-stress because I think about that instead of some of the things that are going on in the world and my life and, etc. So that's basically it.
Awesome. Great to see you. Thanks for sharing. And Courtney, I'm not sure if you're here. I see you, not your face. Hi.
Hi, Jane. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. My name's Courtney Sempliner. I'm an interior designer in Port Washington as well. And what I do to distress is not very successfully. I try to make time for exercise, but that's very difficult. I've been very, very busy lately. I have 2 small kids and my business, so it's been a struggle. And then with taking time off in this summer, which has been lovely, but then every time I am working, I'm doing like double time to make up for the vacation time. So it's been a bit tricky, but I would agree with Marlene. I watch a little bit of television at night, sometimes helps me decompress. I read, I definitely drink wine. Yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Well, it's good to see you, and thanks for being here and sharing. So these are all great. Hopefully you guys got some of these tips from other people. So I just wanted to share a couple of things that that weren't mentioned. I'm surprised it took to Marlene to mention wine. That's definitely something that I do to de-stress. But even this, right? Even showing up here today and acknowledging that there's stress in your life and talking through it. Hopefully this is something that you all have found helpful. One of the things I've been doing lately is breathing. My husband has been very into Wim Hof. He has a breathing technique. You can Google him. He's got some YouTube on how to become a beginner breather. And he does these breath holds, and I'm good at like 1.5 minutes. My crazy husband is up to like 4-minute breath holds. I don't even understand, but his goal is 5 minutes. And so, but it does actually really help. And I have felt like the tingling sensation and the lightness that you feel after doing it. So I highly recommend that. And some of the other things I wanted to talk through in terms of de-stressing, there's little things you can do, like, we mentioned journaling, going to the gym, cleaning or listening to music or getting a massage or, just finding the thing for you that helps you do that. I totally understand, like, the workout for me is key. And I understand, like, sometimes the stress of knowing, like, I need to find time in the day to get my workout in could be stressful for some people. And I would say try to make it a habit, even if it's like, I'm going to go for a 10-minute walk. And there's days where I do my exercise in the morning, and by the end of the day, I'm still stressed, and I'll call Sarah and be like, are you walking? I need to walk. And so, just it's fresh air. That's the other thing that's super helpful when it comes to de-stressing. One of the biggest things that I have learned is boundaries. And I want to talk a little bit about boundaries for yourself, for your family, for your business. in order to really avoid the burnout that happens this time of year. And a couple of things that I do to set boundaries is to really prioritize what's going on in my life. Right now, I've got like a family situation going on, and I've also got a launch tomorrow, which I'm going to talk about at the end. But setting boundaries and prioritizing where I'm going to spend my time. I was up till 1:30 in the morning getting some work done because I've been inundated with this family thing, but it's my priority. I have to get it done. I'm not going to push the launch, and I'm not going to not do the family stuff that needs to get done. So it's just prioritizing my time and knowing like I'm only going to get 5 hours of sleep tonight, and that's okay. But prioritizing. The other thing is setting goals and knowing what you need to focus on in a way that keeps you in your lane. And even if those goals are with your family, like my goal this fall is, I'm just using this as an example, is to make dinner for my family and sit around the table at least 4 nights a week. And that's really letting my family know, like 4 nights a week, you can count on dinner on the table. And then, I mean, I have young kids, so they're with their dad on the other nights, but just letting them know, like, there's 2 nights this week, like Friday and Saturday. You guys want to be out with your friends, doing your thing, you're good, but you have to commit to 4 nights. And, that's setting a goal for me and for the kids. And then setting expectations. So really letting others know like what your hours are in your business. And this is huge as an entrepreneur. Sometimes I have to say, like, I'm the worst person when it comes to this. So being totally transparent here, but like, I reply to text and emails at any hour of the day. And it's fine for me because the position that I'm in and what I do, as opposed to like Courtney or Marlene or someone else, like I'm okay letting people know that, up until a certain hour, like I'm going to reply to you, or I'm even going to actually text you at that hour. And, with technology being what it is, I think we've all gotten to a point where it doesn't matter what time of day it is. I remember when we first had phones, like, is it okay to text at this time? And now it's just a free for all. Like, we're texting at all hours of the night and sending emails at all hours. And, it's just the way our world is. But if you have a business where you don't want to be on call 24/7, setting your clients' expectations of when you're working and when you're not working is really important. And if you have family also that doesn't respect your time or your boundaries, like I work in a room in my house where people are walking through all the time, and with kids home during the day, it was a nightmare. And I finally had to sit my kids down and say, listen, if I'm sitting at my desk and I'm actually speaking to a computer, it means that I'm on a call, and you cannot walk in and be like, hi, I'm over here. Like, I see you, but that's really disruptive. So setting those expectations for your family, like these are the hours I'm working. It's not okay to jump in during that time and just disrupt me because it's intrusive. And I think it sort of sets everybody up for success, and letting, especially with kids, letting them know, like, you wouldn't want me coming in the middle of your virtual classroom and being like, hi, what do you want for lunch? Mommy's here. Like, that would not be cool. So, just setting the expectations, I think, is really important. And then one of the other things that was a huge, huge game changer for me was owning my own time. And what I mean by that is using a calendar to have others book meetings with me. I'm not sure if any of you are doing that, but when I changed from allowing people to book a 30-minute meeting to a 15-minute call, I gave myself so much time back in the day. And it's not to say, like, sometimes I don't let those calls go over. If it's a great call and I don't have anything after it, I'll let it go over. But at least it gives me the opportunity to say, I have this amount of time for you, instead of just, always letting my calendar block 30-minute time slots or 1-hour time slots. So when I did that, it really gave me so much more time back in the day. And again, helps me to keep those meetings short. One of the other things when it comes to boundaries is really learning how to say no. And when you learn how to say no, and that's in your vocabulary, it allows you to say yes to the things that you really want to be doing and the things that you want to be working on. And if we've worked together, this is something that I talk to a lot of people about in terms of not doing the things that are not filling you up and trying to say no to the things that you're like, oh, all right, fine, I'll just do it. If that's your response, do not do it, and learn how to say no. I had a book once that said, use this sign for the times where you can't say no, let this sign say it for you, which I thought was really funny. But again, it allows you to free more time up for the things that you actually want to do in your life and your business when you're able to say no. And be intentional, right? Whether it's your goals or your priorities or your time, just being intentional helps you create a business and a life that you love and obviously want to participate in. Sarah mentioned something earlier that I wanted to circle back on, which is really getting all of the shit out of your head and onto a piece of paper and helping you get organized. I do that in a couple of different ways. So I am a big sticky person. I'm not going to show you my desk because I have to put it there first. And then what I do is I put it into my notes, the little notes thing that comes on an iPhone. If you have an iPhone, it also syncs to your computer. So no matter where I am and what I'm doing, no matter what time of day, if I have something that I need to get done, I'll put it into my notes tool. And then it automatically will pop up on my computer. And what I've also learned to do is to really categorize those notes. And I keep reusing them. And then I also, notes gives you like a little checklist feature. So you can add a little checklist bubble next to the note. So instead of deleting it, if you still want to see that it's there, you could just check it off. So I use that, and that really helps me to get organized. And I try to do that. I know this is really hard, but I try to do that every Sunday night. So Brian does a call every Monday morning, and on Sunday nights, he spends time like writing his notes for the call. And I use that same time to get it all out of my head. Like, what do I need to do this week? I try to plan my content in advance for my social media. And so I'm always looking a week ahead. So instead of the week that is, I'll look at the week ahead, and I'll try to use Sunday to just jot down some notes of what I want to do for the following week in terms of my content. And again, I put all of that information out of my head and onto my computer or a sticky note. And that's really, really helped me. And one other thing I want to talk about when it comes to calendarizing, blocking your time is an amazing way to free up more time in your day. And so by using your calendar, and I'll send, if anybody wants it and you don't have it, I will send you the time management workbook that I put together. It's a free lead magnet that I use for my business, bless you. And it basically helps you. And actually there's a part in the back that teaches you how to use Calendly if you're not using it. And that's one of the biggest tools that has saved me so much time in my business and prevents a lot of overwhelm. So the way that I break out Calendly and use it for my calendar is that I block my time in my calendar for time that I need for me. Like I block my gym every day, even if I don't go to the gym, you know, one day a week, like I didn't go this morning, but I knew that I had that time available for me. And so that's what I used it for. And then I block time to work on the important things that I need to get done when I know my head is fresh. So for instance, like if I know I need to sit down, I need to write 10 emails, I'm freshest in the morning after my cup of coffee, with all the good stuff that I've been putting in it these days. But that's my freshest, most like brain energy time for me. And so I'll block that hour and not let any distractions get in the way. Like this thing, I'll actually put it on the side. I'll even shut off my email and close all the other stuff on my computer so that there's no distractions there. So I'm like in my bunker, blocking my time for that. And I actually block it off in my calendar as like, this is my hour to work on my emails. And so that's been really, really helpful for me in terms of being able to free up more time in my day and use my time according to the best time for me. So if you guys want the time management calendar, just let me know and I'm happy to send it over. So those are just some of the things I wanted to share with you all this morning, and hopefully some of those things were helpful and some of the things that other people shared were also helpful. And then I just wanted to sort of open up the discussion. And I just wanted to hear from you guys before I get into talking through what's going on here. just sort of where you guys are all at and where you're feeling you are right now in your business. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, or like, what are some of the words you would use to describe where you are right now in your business? Some of you used them earlier, but I'm just curious, like where you're at this time of year, like what's going on with you. Are you feeling like you're in a good place? Are you feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, unorganized? So I would just love to just open up the discussion and hear kind of where you guys are at right now. Anyone? Sarah, Tina?
Yeah, I feel I'm actually in a really good place. I feel kind of excited about the year ahead. The kids are going back to school full time. Things are a little bit more settled with my business on doing Zoom. I feel excited for opportunities coming. I feel very open to connecting with new people, and just I feel confident in my ability to help people too. I think this year people really struggled, and I feel good about where I am with them, my clients, and how they feel now. So when you believe in yourself, you just want to do more of it. So I feel like I'm in a good place. One of my kids is off to school. I just have to get my seniors applications done for college, which is a little stressful, but I think that will happen within the next 2 months. And then, I'm just looking forward to doing more fun things. I was talking to my daughter yesterday, and we both we're summer people. We like sunshine. We like long days. And the thought that like now it's 7:30, it's dark. We used to go for walks at night, and we're just like, oh. And she's like, how are we going to get through this year? And I said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to plan things. Like we're going to plan breaks. We're going to get away. We're going to, book our calendar with like fun things to do, and always have something to look forward to. Because I think last winter was just so unsettled with COVID and everything, that we would just like one day would bleed into another, and it was just kind of depressing. So in terms of where I am now, I have excitement. I'm looking forward to fun things and a great year. So I'm pretty positive for the moment.
Love it.
Feeling good. Yes.
Awesome. Tina, do you want to?
Very similar. So September for me has always been a really great growth month. And, just I think of like sharpening the pencils, going back to school. I have so many workshops and programs and things just like slated for September and October. And I have a lot, like 3 in September. But what I'm really excited about is I'm excited, like Sarah as well. And I've done a lot of collaboration. Over the year of COVID, I really stepped into like breaking through my fear, doing, mediumship as a medium, as a psychic medium. I did a lot of galleries on Zoom, and it was like scared the pants off me, but I've done a bunch of them very successfully. And I've collaborated with other people in like other parts of the world. And so I'm doing my 4th one coming up in September, and just other workshops. I've connected with people online, which has been great. So I met another medium in Tampa, and we're doing a spirit guide workshop together. And I love the collaboration, and meeting people online has been really exciting. I've had so many people in my classes that I never would have met. I've jumped out of a lot of my fear, had a lot more confidence in my abilities, and confidence in just doing this work and helping people and knowing it's helpful. So yeah, I'm excited for September. I think getting over that hurdle of getting my daughter out, kind of like the college or the move to the city, whatever that is, and then just kind of moving in. So I'm excited for a bunch of things that are coming, and really excited that it's led up to it. So there's been a lot of difficult stuff with COVID, but a lot of the positive was meeting some really amazing people and doing collaborations with. So that's something I'm excited about too.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing, guys. Tracy?
Yeah, I guess it's similar. Just thinking about what my goals were from when I started this, deciding to get into this business. My idea was to create this network of women that can all be a piece to the puzzle in a woman's financial life, but not, and actually not just financial life, but recently I feel like the puzzle's being put together and it's very exciting. Like I've made such good contacts with mediators, and just recently I had been looking for a financial coach. Just recently I met a financial coach because my clients who have just gone through a divorce, they really need somebody to help them organize their paperwork, budget, like the more the day-to-day things that I've been doing a little bit of, but it's really not where I should be spending my time. But not only that, it's not my expertise. So I'm not really doing them that I'm doing them a disservice in a way. They want to work with me, but it's not my thing. So I met this amazing woman in New Jersey, which now with everything being virtual, it doesn't matter where you are, especially if licenses aren't. I mean, for me, it would matter, but for a New Jersey financial coach, it's fine. And I just feel like all the pieces are coming together so that we can work together and do an amazing job for these women, and not just being able to help them with like a tiny piece of the puzzle. So this is an exciting time because I feel like it's finally, I'm gathering the right people and it's exciting.
That's awesome. Congratulations. I know you've been working on that for a long time, so I'm glad to hear that it's finally coming through.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Claire, did you want to share? Oh, Randy. Okay, go ahead.
So where am I? I'm frustrated. I've come a really long way personally and grown my confidence and putting myself out there, but my business seems to still not be moving, and it's frustrating. I think I'm doing all these great things, and then I have all these plans and I put things out there and nothing bites. Like there's nothing comes back. So one thing I'm working on is money blocks that I've had for a long time. And I've been kind of working with some people doing like manifesting and money block, figuring out why I have this money block. And but it's a process, because I feel like for a long time I've been like right there and I can't seem to get over that hump, and I don't know what it is that holds me back and stops me. My business, I don't focus on weight loss. I focus on healing from chronic illness, and I think it's a very different sell. More people are looking to reach out to you who are just focusing on the weight loss and not healing your whole self. And it's hard to find the right kind of client for my business that I'm really looking for, that I want to work with. It's very sporadic. So yeah, that's kind of where I am. I just don't know what that missing piece is for me and how to get through that hurdle.
Okay. And I know the history.
It's still there, and I don't know why. And I'm out there every day. I'm on social media, and I'm consistent, and I get a lot of great feedback from people consistently. But it's just not, it's not flowing into my business.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to talk through that. All right. Well, thanks for sharing that. And you're definitely not alone in that. I think a lot of people, get to that point in business where they're like, well, I'm working so hard. I'm putting myself out there. I'm doing all these things. Like, why is it not coming back to me? So I hear it all the time. It's not just you. So, Claire.
I'm excited and overwhelmed. And with a big dose of disorganization, I guess is my, I'm going to say a good example is I have 1,200 liters of gold medal award-winning olive oil sitting in public storage down the road in a storage unit that's costs money every month. And I'm not ready I'm not saying I personally, because I have so many other things to finish, am not ready to start selling it. because when I start selling it, I have to go into the marketing, the bookkeeping, that whole mode of a new harvest of olive oil, of selling my new harvest of olive oil. So I haven't posted about, winning the gold medal. I haven't posted about, if anybody wants to be on my mailing list, sign up. I mean, I haven't done anything because I've got other things that I need to finish before I do that. And that just is inexcusable. Like, I can't even, I have my MBA and it's like, how can you be at this place? And those other things are my taxes, I haven't finished inputting my sales from the last harvest of olive oil for the taxes. I mean, just like, so it's that sort of stuff. And then that my business has not been taking priority at all. It's been this nonprofit group that I started, and that is really I'm going to say like a full-time job. Also with the posting and the social media and its own website and blah, 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 blah. And that's been taking all my time and not making a dime, obviously. So that's just I need I need a psychotherapist. But anyway, so that's sort of my, so really excited. My kids are in such good places. Like my son just landed the most amazing job, dream job. My daughter's second year of med school. I mean, they're so not a problem, so I can't complain about kids. I'm empty nester and have all, have the time, and anyway, disorganized, I guess, is my issue.
Right. Well, it sounds like you need some processes to put in place for your business and some time management so you can block some time to do the things that you don't necessarily want or feel like you have time to do.
Right.
Yeah. So, Marlene, did you want to share? I don't know if you're still there. Yeah, there you are.
My business is doing really well. I feel like I'm just very overwhelmed with all the paperwork, all the small moving parts. Although I can get help with QuickBooks, there's so many little things that people really can't do for me that unless I'm sitting next to them spoon feeding, which I did with my son this summer, that worked out great. He's back at school, and I have clients waiting to see me. I just need some downtime. It's just been running, but I guess I'd rather have that than the latter. So I'm not complaining about it. It's just the money and the bookkeeping and what goes in, what goes out, same thing, quarterly taxes. But that's it.
Right. All that fun process stuff.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. No. All right. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. And yeah, Claire.
No, I was just going to say, I think what happens with the small business that, let's be honest, I'm not making a lot of money, is that you don't have the money to hire someone to do that process stuff. I'm, inputting every single, it's like you don't have someone to do it. Someone to pay to do it. And then when you get your bill from the accountant, it's a third of what you made, it just, I'm working to pay the accountant, to do my taxes. And I think that's the big frustration at this level, at least for me. I'm not, not making a lot. So.
Right. So some of the things that I work with clients on is setting up processes so that you don't have to do some of this day to day, like the accounting stuff. Like maybe there's a tool that you can implement in your business that actually takes some of that process out of your hands and automates it. Since obviously delegating it to somebody else obviously is going to cost money. So I work with a lot of people on ways to automate their businesses in terms of finding systems for them to use So that's super common, is trying to figure out like, okay, how do I not spend so much time as an entrepreneur doing some of this day-to-day stuff, like what I talked about with Calendly. Like one of the other things I implemented recently in terms of automation was a way for me to get my tools in the hands of other people. So, I mentioned earlier, if anybody wants the time management tool, let me know and I'll send it to you. When I do marketing and I'm on social media, sometimes I'll just say, if you DM me in Instagram, the only thing you need to send me is the emoji of the alarm clock or just the word time by itself. You'll automatically get it. So I have instituted, for a little bit of money a month, a way for me to not have to say like, oh, Tracy wanted that. Now I have to go to my Google Drive. Now I have to go to my email. Now I have to send it to Tracy. There's ways to automate these days almost any aspect of your business. And so what I spent a lot of time doing over the last few months, and I've been sending a lot of emails. Like one of my emails the other day, Tina would appreciate this because she said sharpen the pencil, is really sharpening the axe for me, which is like really taking a look at my business and figuring out like, okay, what can I do to make to educate myself? So I signed up for a big course this summer, not just about Instagram, but how to convert Instagram followers into paying customers. And then I invest in like other tools that I can share and help educate my clients on, like this. And so like I went back and I was like, how can I make some of my programs or some of my consulting stuff better for the people I'm working with? And so I've created and revamped a program. I think Randy has been through. I think she's the only one on here that's actually been through it. But I've revamped that program to make it more robust. And it's, instead of it being the 12-week accountability group, I really went back to say, what do people really need in their businesses? And like I'm hearing from a lot of people, what you need is to break through the things that are holding you back. And so now it's the 12-week Breakthrough Academy. I have added more education to it that you can do on your own. So I haven't done that in the past. It's been me doing one-on-one and then group coaching with everybody that's in the group. And now there are recordings from other experts on other things that you can go back and watch at your leisure as part of the program. And those get released throughout the program. But it's a way to sort of break through those things that are holding you back, whether it's like, what are the things I need to automate in my business? Where should I be? What price should I be charging? Hearing from Randy, like, maybe it's a messaging situation that you need to work on, and giving you tools, not just from me, but I've surrounded myself with a lot of experts over the last 9 months that are going to share their knowledge as well. So when it comes to like making your message stickier, that's one of the speakers that I'll have as part of this program, talk about messaging, and someone that will come in and talk about email marketing. And, I'm going to do some coaching on automation. So there's all sorts of different things that I've added into the Academy that's really now more robust. And there's a lot more to it. And so super excited. It launches tomorrow. I was up all night finishing the sales page and putting together the final touches, but it's ready to go. And I wanted to, sort of share it with all of you on here today. If any of you are, well, I think all of you actually are foster women, there's the 20% foster women discount, which takes a big chunk of it off the program. And so if anybody is interested, keep an eye out for my email tomorrow, or you can just text me or message me and say, please make sure I get the link. The way that it works is you fill out an application, we dive a little deeper on a phone call into your business and figure out if it really is the right program for you. And then if you know me, you know that like I want to make it affordable for people. And so being a part of my tribe, which all of you are, which is why I did this special little thing for you today, being a part of the tribe, I want to make it affordable for anybody that wants to do it. So if you're interested, reach out to me. And, if you just want to set up a time, or maybe the program's not right for you, but you're looking for some one-on-one time, please reach out and let me know how I can help and support you guys in your businesses, because that's my thing. It's what I love to do. And as part of, the Foster Women Network, we're going to bring back in the fall the virtual networking events to connect more of you. I think there's now like 75 or 80 women in the Foster Women Network. So I want to make sure that you're all meeting each other and utilizing each other for products and services. So keep an eye out for that. Claire, I think we still need to get your profile up on Foster Women one of these days. So I just, any questions you guys have or anything else that you want to share? I know it's 8:55. Thank you guys so much for getting up so early in the morning and joining me. I mean, I'm usually up early, even though I had such a late night, but anyone else have any questions or anything they want to share before we jump off and go crush our day?
Thank you so much, Hallie. It was so nice to see everyone this morning.
Thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks,
You're
Hallie.
welcome.
Thank
Great to
you.
see
Great
you all.
day.
All right, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye-bye. Thank you.